What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday, or should I say happy Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul? Yes, I know this is a comic channel, but if you guys don't know, I am a huge boxing fan. Big fight at 10 o'clock tonight, $49 for pay-per-view. So I don't know if we finish in time. Maybe there's still a fight. Maybe I order it or something. But yeah, Floyd Mayweather is fighting a YouTuber. Could you imagine if Newbie was that YouTuber that Floyd Mayweather was fighting? That'd be crazy. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Got two of my amigos here tonight, so we're going to roll with that. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with it. It's new comic book day. Lots to talk about in the sense of spec. Announcements for Tuesday's show. I got special guests, so I want to talk about that. Obviously, spec. Obviously, some comic news. And, of course, we've got the What If and the Loki starting. I think What If starts tonight. And, obviously, Loki starts on Wednesday, so it's going to be jam-packed. It's going to be a crazy week. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. I see Azores. I think we all know the outcome of that Paul fight. Okay, here's the thing. This is the last comment I'm gonna make, and I apologize for those people that don't give a fuck about boxing or Floyd Mayweather or whatever. Here's the one thing I will say, and I'm nervous because, like I just said, I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan. I'm a big boxing fan. Okay, you just imagine just this mindset right here. You've worked your whole life. You've beaten everybody. You've lived this lifestyle, Mr. Money Mayweather. You do everything your way because you are undefeated. You make the shots. You have your promotion company. You are money. Imagine if he loses to a YouTuber who's had like 3 fights, 2 fights. That's what I'm scared of. Not to mention the guy's like 2 feet taller than him. He's got 30 pounds on him. Like, I trust Floyd. I like Floyd. I really hope he wins, but like, God damn, I'm a little nervous. I will admit. So, but it is what it is. Let's get the show started. I'm gonna bring in my amigo, the myth, the man, the legend. He headlines Mondays at 7 p.m. Comic Kingpins with Mr. Keys and Mr. Hyper. It is no other than FaceTime.
What's going on, bro? Man. Like, I feel like Floyd has nothing to lose on this fight, really, because I can't see him losing to this motherfucker. Like, he went to a split decision with the KSI.
I know. It's just the height difference. Like, you know,
this is the craziest shit though. Like, all you got to do is just be a YouTuber and call somebody out to get a fucking payday like that. Fuck that, yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll call
Mike Tyson's ass.
Dude, I would call so many people out if it gets me a payday. Shoot.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean.
Yeah, I forgot. Floyd Mayweather did fight Big Show. So that fight, yeah. But yeah, you know, hopefully it works out. Like I said, right? Like it would just be very hard to swallow. Like I would be interested to see how his life would be after the fight because you can't call yourself the best. You can't live that money lifestyle because you lost, right? Like his whole persona is, you know, he's self-made. He is the one. He is, you know,
the only chance
rules, right? So, yeah,
I mean, the only chance that Logan Paul has is that fluke fucking knockout bullshit. That's like the only hope he's got, and I just don't see it happening. I mean, this is Floyd. Why would you? Like, I don't understand. This is a bad decision on anybody's part. Like, if you're a YouTuber and you want to call somebody out, don't call out Floyd Mayweather, okay? Because, and I love Floyd to death, but he doesn't have a history of knocking people out. So now you got to go in there and get beat the fuck up for 8 rounds if he doesn't knock you out. Call out Mike Tyson, take 1 punch and drop. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm really worried about is like, and we'll end the conversation here, folks. Don't worry, we're gonna get into comics, but at the first weigh-in, or not the first weigh-in, like the first media thing that happened in like Miami, like 2 weeks ago, where like Logan Paul's brother took his hat and like Floyd just lost it.
So I think that shit's
I don't know. We'll see, but it's gonna be a good fight. If anybody paid for it and is watching it during our show, because again, it does start at 10, maybe 10:30, depending on the other fights. Let us know. Like, I'm interested to know. So I mean, if Dad doesn't want to know, like, you know, you guys can message me on Instagram, let me know. But yeah, I think that's going to be the headline for sports tomorrow. But yeah, let's get back to comics. Because yeah, I don't want to go off on a tangent about like boxing or sports.
Actually, you know what though, I do want to say one more thing about it. If I'm Floyd, honestly, like I'm trying not to knock this kid out. Like I want to whoop his ass for 8 rounds for having the fucking nerve to even think he could call me out. Like, you know what I mean? So, all right, moving on.
All right, before we get started, I'm going to say hello to the chat. And one of our amigos is a little late. He's got some family stuff or something going on. So he will be joining us a little bit late. Gold medal going out to Reno's, fellow Canadian. Silver medal going out to another Canadian. Dan, you're basically Canadian, so you're getting the bronze. What's going on, brother? So let me get this straight. Iron Man is accused of treason. What if #1, and now he lost a leg. Oh boy! Oh,
At least we have some sort of resolution to the leg issue.
Yeah, that's right. Sith Lordy, my brother, what's going on over there? If you guys don't know, Spine Ticks, 11 p.m. Saturday. This is the guy. They got a great show on there. If you're looking to kill 6 hours, 7 hours on Saturday night, you're working in overtime. I had these guys on the other night when I was working nights, man. I was laughing. It was a good time. So make sure you guys go check out Spine Ticks. Really good dudes. Tim,
I think they broke the record the other night and went 8 hours.
Oh shit, eh? Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn. P Keel, what's going on, man? How you doing? Miguel, what's happening? See, T-Bone, what's happening? Man, there's a lot of you faces in there. Azores Tiger, what is going on? Dun 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 dun. Hyper usually takes care of the road call now, so Floyd is gonna kill this kid. Yeah, what's going on, Empire? Hopefully, man. Jose, what's going on? What's good, homie? I got my first Thanos and first Saber. Ooh, nice. Congratulations, man. Nice Iron Man 55. Yeah, that's a solid book to have. And I can't remember the Sabretooth one. It is what? I can't remember the number.
14, is it? Something like that, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, hey, those are great pickups to put in the PC, 100%. Chef, we've been talking all week. Love our conversations, man. What is going on? Bum, 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 bum. Chad Cave. It wouldn't be a Sunday night without Chad. For sure. Newbie rhymes with booby. Yeah,
he has a point. He does have a point.
You do have a point. Hey, what's going on? Jess Cruz, what's going on? Looks like boxing and comics right now. Hey, yeah, I know. I wish I had like a TV back here or something. And I could just like watch it. I'd just be like, yeah, guys. So Iron Man, you know that. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but yeah, Bricks, what is going on? So it seems like there's a lot of Floyd fans, which I like because where I'm at, you say you like Floyd Mayweather, and people are like, oh. So Hawaiian Punch, what's up, my brother?
It's not even about him. You're like, at this point, you don't even have to like him in this fight. You just have to have some goddamn common sense.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, comic fam? So what's going on? So Comic Aussie's in here. So yeah, guys, if you're coming in late, if you're just hanging out on the, not talking, you just have the show going, rewind, whatever. Thank you for joining us. And you guys know how it is. New comic book day, comic news. And then we finish off with Newbie Spec of the Week. If you're just joining us, I do have some announcements to make at the end of the show. A giveaway, special gift on the show on Tuesday. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. So, without further ado, we just got to say hello to a few friends, and then let's start the show, man. I'm ready to go. I'm a little pumped, actually. So, all right. First up, we've got Big B Comics. They got 3 stores, one in Niagara, one in Barrie, and one in Hamilton. I rock with Hamilton and Niagara. Go check them out. Really good with shipping, really good guys to talk to. Tell them Newbie sent you. Next up, we got Bleecker Street Comics. He's already in the chat. You guys already know it's Mr. J. He's got 3,000 books on his website. Use code word Newbie Comics #1. Get 10% off. $10 a press, $5 a clean. Here in Southern Ontario, he's the closest we got. He's a good one. Make sure you guys go support Mr. J. And if you guys need a logo, intro, whatever the case may be, Derek at Shape State Creative, go check him out. Send him a message. Tell him Newbie sent you. Get you set up. And finally, we got Mutant Beaver Comics. Use code word Newbie10. These guys are really good. They sponsor Pressable Defects as well. They'll ship anywhere you are. They're really good with shipping to the U.S. I know a lot of American friends of mine are buying from here, so go show some love, go show some support, and again, use that code word, get some money off. So
that is a great name.
Yeah.
It's like the result of a bad STD.
Yeah, pretty much. What's going on, Hidden Gem? All right, so let's get started. And Ramirez, thanks. I saw that comment. You're gonna keep me posted. Yeah, keep me posted, man. Because I'd like to know what happens, man. All right, it's time. We're gonna start off with Image Comics. Let's get the show rolling. And I do gotta admit, man, today was like 38 degrees where I'm at, so I was having a great day.
Yeah, it was nice today. I mean,
yeah, on the East Coast it was beautiful, so can't complain. All right, Face, let's kick it. Image Comics. Let's start off with probably one of the, I wouldn't say bigger books. Well, maybe I don't want to say the biggest book of the week, but probably the popular choice that everybody's going to be grabbing. But it's Geiger #3. We've got about 4 or 5 different covers here. This story's been really well. If you've got #1, you're probably storing that away, making sure that it's in 9.8 condition, because this is heating up. A lot of people are on this. Can't say something about the print run with all these different books and all these different varios and things like that, or ratios rather, and things like that. But yeah, very popular series.
Yeah, I mean, print run always tends to fall off after the first issue and everything like that. But this has been a pretty good read. So imagine if people that are, actually checking it out to read it and not just picking it up for spec purposes are probably still on it. Like you said, there's like 4 or 5 different covers in it, and they're all pretty nice covers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely is a great story so far. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of them here that I think would be like, we have to talk about that investment and that flipping aspect to it, because that's an important part of comics today. But like looking at some of these covers, I mean, that one with the skull, that A, even that B, I mean, those are, white, gray, black, like those are very hard to get in high grade. That C one is kind of cool. I think I've seen this one where a lot of people were talking about this one.
Yeah. It looks like they could make a great glow in the dark out of that one too.
Yeah, right? Like I don't know why they wouldn't capitalize on that, but yeah. Are you getting all 4? Like how what are you feeling on this?
I probably will. I really like this series, so I'll probably pick up each cover. I
should have known better. I figured you would.
Hey, actually, do me a favor and scroll up to the first. I think it's the first 2 comics, real quick.
Ant 12.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one. Because apparently there's a series back in the day, called Ant. I don't remember when it was, but it ran for 11 issues, and I guess Eric Larson just bought the rights to it, and this is the final issue to it years later. But it looks like they're going to potentially reboot and maybe relaunch this Ant series, which is, one of Image's old properties. So might be worth a read.
Yeah, but it could be kind of cool to just have, especially with the fact that it's like years later.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of cool. Interesting. The characters there, starting the dynamic Daredevil, it looks like a Venom Daredevil mix, and then you got this like symbiote looking
thing, yeah.
Like boobs there. It's kind of interesting. I'll give it a look. I'm interested to see what the art looks like inside, but yeah, definitely.
Right.
The next book that I thought was kind of interesting, The Good Asian. A lot of people have been talking about The Good Asian #1. It feels like this book came out like a month ago or something. Like I remember talking about it, but it just seems like it's been a long time since this issue came out. A lot of people jumped on it, the #1, the minority stuff, things like that. It's got that 50s, that 30s to 50s, detective style stuff. So, hey, it could be something. Issue 2 is here. I didn't grab issue 1. I missed out. So I don't think I'm going to be a player at issue 2. But
I actually did grab a few copies of the first issue, a couple of the different covers that came out for it, and it was a good read. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's more of like a crime noir story, which is not really my thing too much. So I probably won't stay on this series, but it was a good read, and I could see why people enjoyed it and are picking it up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always interesting, right? I mean, first people jump the gun sometimes at number ones, right? Especially, Image, Boom, things like that. So I don't blame them, but
yeah, I mean, I tend to grab a lot of them, check them out, and see if I like it. And if I do, great. Continue getting it. If I don't, actually, that's a pretty dope cover. I might grab that one.
I like that. It's got that old school like movie poster style to it. Yeah, I like that one.
That might get me to pick up the second issue.
Yeah, that should be cover A. No offense to the artist or whatever for that, but all right, moving on. We've also got Carmen, number 4. This is kind of getting to the end. They did have some really cool covers, like issue 1 and 2, I believe. I believe this is the one that I famously said that chick is flying with no pants or whatever.
Yeah,
and Sith Lordy had said, hey, this is the newbie pantless variant or whatever, but we finally got issue 4. But Face, before you answer, I just want to say something really quick because my other guest is here. I just want to say, let's show him some love when he comes. He was a 5-time champion on Tony Sanders' channel. Haters will hate. They drink Gatorade or Haterade, and that's okay. But the man held it down for 10 weeks as a champ. Show him some love, guys. He just came off the first defeat. He is Mr. Blue Pill. He is Mr. Morpheus. What's up, brother?
Sure, we can go with that.
What's up, guys? What's up, chat?
Hi, bro. What's good?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Yeah, man. It's listen. It's all fun and games, but I'll be honest. I tend to get a bit competitive, and I never take losing lightly. So I'll admit it did sting on Friday, but whatever. I will move on. And listen, I had a blast for the last 10 weeks, so it is what it is, man.
Yeah. See, all Canadians are nice. When we lose, we're furious. We get some type of way.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But had fun.
Yeah.
What else can I say?
Well, listen, we're New Comic Book Day. Big shout outs to you and everything you did. So, hey, thanks for coming. Good things come to those who wait. So it's okay that you came late. No worries, brother. We were just finished saying, it's been gorgeous on the East Coast, especially here in Canada and stuff like that. So I don't blame you for, doing your thing, man. I love having you on. So thanks for coming on. We're talking about my my pantless lady variant,
Nice.
Carmen here. So yeah, we're at issue number 4. Story arc's ending. I was just gonna give it to Face, but hey, let's go in order, man. You got next word.
I mean, I'm not really reading this, but yeah, the only thing I can recall that it was the pantless variant. That's kind of what put this book on the map in our show. So yeah, I'm sorry. If you're expecting some groundbreaking revelations, unfortunately, I don't have any.
Yo, there's like 6 appearances. No, there's probably nothing, but yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as anything like that goes, it's not really that type of series, but it's been a fantastic read. This has been a great series. The main character, Carmen, is fucking hilarious. It's just, yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly sure where they're going with the storyline yet, but yeah, I very
you
much
know where they're
enjoy
going
it
with
when
the
I'm picking it up.
storyline, dude. There's 1 issue left, and then the thing's done.
Well, there's 2 because 4's not out yet, so 4's going to kind of reveal like which way it's going with it. So.
True. Well, I guess when you think about it, 5 issues. I mean, yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Face.
4 is going to kind of give us more of an idea of where exactly it's headed. So,
Face. Quick question.
Mhm.
The dude that did the pantsless cover, what's his name? Milo Manera. He's the guy that did the controversial Spider-Woman cover, right? The one where it looks like.
yes,
Okay.
that is the same guy.
The same dude. Okay. All right.
Interesting. All right, and this one's interesting too. Just before we finish Image here, but we got 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton number 1. Wow, you guys know how I feel about these long ass titles. I think moving forward, I'm just going to call it 6 sidekicks. Even that's like a tongue twister in a way.
Six.
We got
I thought that six side chicks. That would have been a comic that would have been more interesting.
so yeah, we got this book. It is a #1. I mean, 6 sidekicks. That's kind of meaning to me. There's probably going to be at least 6 first appearances. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. What are you guys feeling? I know, we just finished talking about this with Face, right? #1s usually get people feeling a certain way. So,
I mean, look, it is a what is it? A Skybound series. So I tend to pay attention to those a bit more, just because it's kind of under Robert Kirkman's umbrella, and we know he does have an exclusive first look, I think, with Amazon, I believe. So this might be something I might pay attention to, but I'm not actually picking it up because the pull list is just big as it is, and honestly, like you, Newbie, the title doesn't exactly jump at me.
No, not at all.
This is actually kind of like I don't want to say it's the reason why I'm dropping Good Asian, but yeah, it did play into it. I'm gonna check this series out. I think this is probably one that I will tend to enjoy more. That's more in line with like superhero stuff that I enjoy reading and everything like that. So, but it does kind of go down the same vein. It sounds like this is almost sort of like a crime type of story, a crime noir type of story. So
yeah,
that's an interesting cover right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is super interesting. But
is this like the Old Spice cover?
I mean,
it looks like something.
I guess that's the one to have, right?
It's interesting. Yeah. Well, that's it for Image. Wow. Going on to Dark Horse. I mean, there's not really much in Dark Horse. I think we were all, well, maybe Face, but like I know me and Hyper, we're not really on Black Hammer. A lot of people were on Black Hammer.
I'm not on Black Hammer.
No? Okay, perfect. So it's a consensus. We're not really on Black Hammer.
God of War.
Some people are, some people aren't. So yeah, we're just gonna pass the Black Hammer. God of War. Hyper, you being the gamer and everything like that, I know you're picking this up.
Yeah, and look, I said this before. The interiors I found
gelato too. Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's funny because I thought Raposo was doing all the covers, but in any case, it's if you actually open the book, I find that this is like one of those comics.
What?
What happened?
Open the book?
Yeah, read it.
Crazy?
There's words and shit in there.
Are you kidding? That's how you make up your own first appearances. You don't open the book. You're like,
it's a crazy concept. It's a crazy concept. Yeah. I know. I mean, who knew? But
who reads comics?
I know. But the thing is, if you actually look at the interiors of the book, it does not match the cover. Like the cover looks gorgeous, but the interior leaves a lot to be desired of. I am picking this up. A, I'm a God of War fan. B, all 4 covers have been fire, and I find that this will. As a set, I think this will have some legs down the line, because I do feel that inevitably, I think God of War will be adapted as a TV show or a movie. I just think that this is a property that Sony would be foolish not to kind of bring to the big screen or small screen for that matter. And we know that cover there's only one cover, but like issue 1, I know is already a $20 book as is. So I think, and it's only a 4-issue series. So I'm actually making multiple sets of this and just kind of holding it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like the story hasn't been bad. The interior art has a particular style, I guess. So, you're either into it or you aren't. But yeah, the story hasn't been too bad. It's a decent God of War story that kind of leads into the new games and everything like that. But yeah, they're definitely great cover buys. I mean, every single one of them has had a great cover. So
yeah.
Yeah, I would not count on a good movie coming out of God of War, but I would count on a movie at some point coming out of God of War.
The reason why I have hope for God of War is we know that there's an Uncharted movie coming out, and Tom Holland is, I don't know if it's confirmed or rumored, but he is kind of tied to that project. And I think even Horizon.
Yeah, it's confirmed already. There was like a trailer or something, wasn't it? Yeah. Wahlberg's in it.
Perfect. And I think even Horizon Zero Dawn also is in talks of having a movie. So if those properties could get a movie, I don't see why God of War can't get that same treatment.
You know what? Video games have been popular for a very long time, obviously, but adapting them to movies hasn't necessarily worked out. I think that after Uncharted comes out, not to say that that's going to be the one that is the groundbreaking moment, but like I do feel like a lot of these game movies and properties will probably have more success the second time around, right? I mean, Sonic didn't do so well, I'll admit, but
Well,
it obviously
okay.
got a second movie, Uncharted, things like that. So like, don't be surprised. I mean, when we talk about the nostalgia thing too, right? I mean, a lot of people are picking up like old school comics for like the games and things like that. First the Donkey Kong, Super Mario, things like that. So
Exactly.
there could be a resurgence in that. So just be, you never know. So
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing with God of War is like, there's two ways that they're gonna fuck it up, and they absolutely will fuck it up both ways. One,
there's two
God
ways.
of War,
They're definitely gonna fuck it up.
God of War. I mean, it's gonna happen because like it requires a certain level of brutality that they will never translate over to the movies well. It's just not gonna happen. And then the other thing is, no matter what, and I don't know why the fuck they do this, but whenever they make a movie with a character like Kratos, they always want to turn that character into like a more heroic or more sympathetic figure. Kratos is not a fucking hero at all. But in the movie, I guarantee you they'll portray him more in that light than anything.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, as a character, he does come off as an asshole.
He's definitely not a hero.
Yeah.
So
I will say, P. Keel says Assassin's Creed wasn't bad. Now, there's only one, right? That's the one with Michael Fassbender?
Yeah.
You know what? I like Michael Fassbender. I like the concept. I just thought it was not, I don't want to say completely anticlimactic, but it was just kind of like the ending of it. I was like, oh, that's how they did it. But
that's a weird game to translate as a movie as is. Just if you play the games, you're jumping between like all like historical events. Yeah, exactly. So
so when I like Michael Fassbender, he was but there's something about that movie that was like,
Yeah, the thing for me with Assassin's Creed was that, and I could be wrong on this, but I heard before that it came out that it actually had, like, it wasn't tied to any of the storylines. Like, it was completely its own, like, original thing. So I never bothered watching it. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
I think this is where I'm at with it. It wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't a good movie. Yeah. So
there's a lot of those out there.
Hype. This has got your name written all over it, but we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ongoing 117.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of biding their time a bit in the story because right now it seems like we're getting like a bit of a battle of the bands between the Turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady, and there is apparently that they're touting like some huge Turtles like summer event or something that's coming soon because there is a Turtles annual that's supposed to come up to set this event up. So I think this is almost like just kind of something to kind of, I guess, tide the fans over until the actual big stuff starts coming. But it is coming apparently. That's what I'm understanding from the previews and the solicits.
Can I ask you as a Turtles fan, because I always say, I like the white, the black, and the red covers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and I'm with Renos on this one. I'm not really a big fan of this cover.
This one, I mean, I don't hate it. I do like the background image of it just because it features Jenica and also her human form in the as a flashback. I think this 1 in 10 actually. I think this cover does have a good 1 in 10. I'm not sure if Eastman's cover B's has been released yet, but because I know Eastman tends to release his images pretty late.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
Try it one more time for the 1 in 10.
The 1 in 10 is actually the cover on this one that kind of pisses me off because, like, it's not bad, but I mean, it's just a team cover.
Yeah,
but Jenica's not there. Like,
yeah,
I mean, if she's gonna be on the fucking team, she's on the team. Put her in the covers, like.
Yeah,
you're doing a team shot like that. She should be there.
They've had some pretty bad 1 in 10s, though, I'll admit. And Hyper, this isn't the first time you've heard me say that. There has been some in the past like 2-3 months where it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, listen, I'm a Turtles fan, but I'll call a spade a spade. I mean, this cover doesn't really do it for me, but again, I'll still pick it up.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, I agree with Face. This doesn't exactly scream an incentive. It just seems like it could have been a regular cover. And I think I agree with Sis Lordy. I think sometimes the Eastman covers are better off being the 1/10s.
Yeah, I pretty much grab all the Eastman covers.
Yeah.
Wait, who said that? You said Sith? I don't see Sith.
Yeah, because Sith, Sith actually collects TMNT as well, and he.
Oh, I thought you meant he said it in the chat. That's why I was like, wait.
No. I mean, like in a previous discussion, because he said that he only collects the Eastman covers just because he's trying to cut on his pull.
All the turtle guys do though. Like I know Freaky Louie does. Like he's, that's just kind of how you guys do. I mean, rightfully so.
For sure.
I mean, he is the OG.
Yeah. All right. So we'll come back to Marvel as always. We're gonna just quickly dive into Newbie's Dynamite pick of the week. And Tim, if you're in here, get ready. I think it's a weak one, but I kind of like it. It's a virgin one. But hey, it is what it is. It's the one that I like. But we got this one.
Oh, that's a Linzer. That's actually dope. I think I'm getting that one.
I wouldn't pay $50 for it, but that is
no. I'm getting the trade dress.
Pick of the week. So hopefully you like it. But yeah, when it comes to these ones, like I would never pay $50 for that. That's just way too much money I could be using back issue bins. So
yeah, no, you can get the trade dress for like $4, bro.
Yeah, for me, no thank you. But yeah, so that's the Dynamite pick of the week. All right. And again, we usually leave Marvel for last. Boom.
Do you see Reno's comment?
Newbie, she's not even time. Man, don't be starting that stuff again. Jeez, come on.
But it's a dope hat.
Yeah. What's it called? All right. So we got Eve #1, second printing. That's all I got for this one. I mean, we talked about it when the first issue came out. Some people were grabbing. Some people didn't know how to feel about it. I didn't pick it up. I don't know anything about the story. It's got a second printing, so I'm assuming if you really liked it, you're going to be picking this up.
Yeah, this is almost, I guess, if you want to kind of dumb it down in terms of explanation, think of it as like the Matrix for a more younger audience, so to speak, where the reality that she was in is not exactly as is, and apparently the teddy bear is kind of is almost like the Morpheus, I guess, so to speak.
Are you? But you're on the story, right? Like you got issue 1.
I picked up issue 1. I don't know if I'm going to be collecting the other issues physically or if I'm just gonna trade wait or digitally read. It's almost like I'm just gonna wait to see how the story progresses. I did pick up the first issue though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I grabbed the first issue too. And I'll probably grab this one. It's a cool cover. I do like this series so far. And it's a short miniseries, so I'll most likely stay on it. I think the thing for me when I read this, they just did another series at Boom called Origin, and it felt very similar to that. Where there was a main character that sort of awoken into a world that's pretty dystopian and everything like that by some kind of robot counterpart, and the teddy bear is the robot counterpart in this. So, I mean, I'm interested to see how it's different, how it, varies from Origin, but yeah, it was a good read so far.
We'll see how it turns out. I mean, only because it's getting heat. Again, we got Magic the Gathering #3. I'm not on this. I never played Magic Gathering. I know it's got a resurgence. A lot of people are playing it. A lot of people are finding themselves playing it again. Issue 1 was really hot. A lot of people were picking that up. Now we're at issue 3. Hype, I think you and I are not on this, correct?
No. Yeah, like I said, I fell off of Magic the Gathering a while ago, and I wasn't really interested in this series when it was announced to begin with. So yeah, I'm passing on this. And look, a hidden gem to address your point. On behalf of Face, I think Face is too shy to say it, but pimping ain't easy.
So anyway, the thing is, with Magic,
I face blush.
Magic back in the I played Magic a little bit back in the day. Whenever it first came out, I think I kind of tried to get into it a little bit, alpha and beta, the early ones, and then I kind of got away from it. I started picking up some of the cards not too long ago, but when I picked up this series, I'll say this: it's a solid read and everything, and I can see that hardcore Magic fans enjoy it, but I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. Like, I have no idea what the fuck. It's wow. Yeah, I'm just not current with Magic the Gathering, unfortunately. So, I'm trying though.
Yeah, it's not for me. It never was. But again, it doesn't mean that it, just because I don't like it or certain people don't like it, it's not right. So,
the covers on it are great.
Right, grab whatever you like, people. But yeah, it's just not something that
for sure.
I watch. All right, we got what is this? Shoot, I always mess this up. Mighty Morphin number 8. Connecting cover. I think Face would be or not Face. Hype, or rather, he's always on these connecting covers. So, are you a fan of this one? I remember asking you this, and I don't remember if you said you were picking it up or you weren't.
I always tend to pick up cover A's of Mighty Morphin because it's done by Inyuk Liu. He is one of my more current favorite artists, cover artists, so to speak. So, yeah, I'll be picking this up. I don't know if this one has the Momoko 1 in 25. I don't think it is, but if it isn't,
no, they stopped those now.
Okay, it isn't. Okay, so it thank God. So I don't have to pick up that ratio this week.
I know, right?
I think
get to jump off the variants. Get to jump off the fucking incentives now, finally.
Yeah, I think she's only doing one more 1 in 25, and then she's done with Power Rangers. So thank God for my wallet.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stay on this series. I was actually considering dropping it all together. Just because it's like it was, I don't know, it was interesting enough, I guess, but it was kind of getting into sort of a lull for me, but it's started to pick back up now. So I guess I'm gonna stay on it, but yeah, I'm definitely dropping the incentives off of it for sure.
Well, Face, I don't know if you're aware, but I believe issue 8 of both Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers is the end of the second arc. So if you're thinking of getting off it, you might want to.
That's probably when we're dropping them. It's after that one.
A story that I was talking about, and Hype, I know you got all the covers. I think Face does as well. I'm actually I'm missing 1 and 2. But Wind. I don't think that this is far behind like all the stuff. I think Wind is gonna get more popular as the show's announced and things like that. I think it's a show. It's not a movie that they're doing. That was the confirmation, but nevertheless. Typical, I think, for Wind cover, but yeah, we got Wind number 7. It feels like a while since we talked about Wind 2, actually.
Yeah, it's there was like a year or 2 years ago, we would say that, or at least I would say that anything that Donny Cates would write or touch, I basically am gonna pick it up regardless. I kind of feel that almost, in my opinion, Tinian kind of took over that number 1 spot for me. I still pick up Donny Cates stuff, but. Yeah, I mean, I'm on this series and pretty much anything that James Tinian's writing, whether it's in DC, Boom, or Marvel. Marvel? Is he writing anything in Marvel, actually?
No.
I don't think no, not Marvel, sorry. What other publisher? Image, sorry.
Image, Boom, and DC.
Exactly. So Wind, and you're right, I've been picking this up since issue 1. I actually thought that they were wrapping it up on the first volume. I didn't realize the second volume was coming, so I'm on board for this storyline as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I picked up pretty much all of the first volume. This one I'm not going as hard on. I'm just picking up the covers that I like, probably like the the A and the B's mostly, because those tarot covers are pretty dope. Mm-hmm. So I've been picking those up too. I like Wind. It's a good read. It's more of an all ages type of thing than Tinian's normal stuff, his horror and everything like that. So I can definitely see this being adapted into an animated at some point, something like that.
Yeah, it seemed like they're trying to almost give it a bit of a Game of Thrones-ish kind of vibe, but more for a younger audience, like without all that the grossly mature content that you would get from that series.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give too much away with it, but yeah, I can see where you're making that comparison.
Really quickly, Brick is saying that on my Instagram it said 7:30. No, Brick, mine on my thing it says showtime 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's all like Rena said. Yeah, it's always at the same time. But yeah, so maybe there's a typo where you read it too fast. Yeah, but yeah, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes 9:35 Eastern time. But hey, you made it, man. So it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, usually.
We're all here now. That's what matters.
Yeah. Quickly before we get into Marvel and DC and to the other fun stuff that we got to talk about today, but there is one in like the other category that I thought was interesting. Is this one right here? Now it could be something, it could be nothing.
No, this is definitely something.
What's that?
This is definitely something.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't have insight or anything, but like just reading the description of this, knowing that it's probably going to be super low print run, we know how we feel about that. I could see this being something, and Face, it seems like you are on board with that, so you know I'll give it to you. But yeah, I think this could be something.
Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. I didn't know that. Like, no, I wasn't aware that there was anything like even going on with this. The last, couple weeks, if you look at, our other show previously on, this was one of the ones that I had put on as one of my FOC picks and everything like that. It looks like it's going to be a really great series. They had some great covers and everything like that. I ended up ordering pretty much all of them. And then after FOC, they started announcing a bunch of the different exclusives that are coming out for it. So, and there's a lot of really dope exclusives for this too. Well, I don't want to say a lot. There's a few,
I kind of like both covers too, but I really, really, really like this one. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That is a dope one, especially because it's like that white. If you can get a 9.8 in this, congratulations. But yeah, I think there could be something here, so you never know. And this is going to be extremely under ordered. Most people, unless you're doing your FOC homework, like guys like Face, Hyper, Sparks, it's going to be very difficult for you to kind of be on this. You're probably going to overpay for this on the secondary market, but this is definitely kind of similar to what happened with Serial, right? Serial Killer 1. Like, a lot of people didn't know about that. It was a good read, everything like that. It was like a $30 book that day of release and things like that. So, just be on the lookout for it. Sometimes you do have to look at those other and, just kind of do a little bit of reading. You don't have, it's little paragraphs, but, definitely could see something happening with that. Big shout outs to the guys that just tuned in. Comic Forge, 1/3 of the pressable defects. What's going on, guys? Or guy, sorry. If you guys don't know who pressable defects is, come on. You're late. You got no excuses. Go sub them up. Go check them out. So, yeah. Well, oh, shoot. I just closed it. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Damn, man.
Hold on.
Difficulties.
Oh, man. We got to go to Marvel. I got ahead of myself.
DC has some books coming out, too. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh,
and Bleaker's not going to let you hear the end of that.
Oh, fuck. Bleaker? All right. Let's get back to Marvel here. I got ahead of myself. Dun, 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 dun.
And just one more thing about the other section. I did see that Black Cotton is coming out, so that's also another series that I'm kind of pulling. Just
isn't that's a second printing or something, right?
Is that I thought that was issue 3.
Oh, it's number 3. Oh, okay.
I think it's number 3.
I gotcha. I thought it was number 1. I was
gonna say. Sorry. I was gonna say I'm gonna skip Amazing Spider-Man 68 because let's be real, not a lot of us are picking it up still. Like, with that whole Kindred stuff and things like that. It just seems like we get a lot of people who are like next before we even get to it. So let's just pass it up. I don't think they're gonna be putting anything really important in the issue, but hey, it's Spider-Man, so I know a lot of people collect it, and that's fine. We've got Children of the Atom number 4. Again, another series that when the first one came out, a lot of hype, a lot of first appearances and things like that. Kind of on the story, man. I've got issue 1. I haven't even opened it yet, to be honest, so I don't know anything about it.
I'm probably going to drop this after the first arc. Unless something gets turned around pretty quick in the series, this might be a victim of the chopping block after, I think, issue 5 or 6, whenever the story arc finishes.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on how I feel about this series either. I like that cover, and it does introduce a lot of new young mutant characters, and it kind of feels that, you know, both of the big companies, Marvel and DC, are starting to lean more in that direction. But yeah, like, it's weird because they're supposed to be mutants, but maybe not. Like, I don't know. So I kind of want to find out what's going on there, and then decide on whether I'm even keeping it on the full list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I only jumped on this first because of those first appearances, and I thought this, could actually be something. But now I'm not sure if it's worth my time, to be honest. With every other X title that I was pulling.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, they do this with the X titles every few years. They introduce a new, younger generation of mutants, and when it doesn't seem to like really catch on, then they kind of get away from it, and you have like maybe 1 or 2 characters that stick around a little bit. So
yeah.
You know.
Like I said, I got issue 1. I kind of had a little bit of high hopes, especially, like with that Heroes Reborn stuff. I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's kind of like, like when I was reading ahead of myself for it. I was like, okay, this could be something. But like I said, I got issue 1. I still haven't read it. I think it's still in a bag. Because I got a few books that are still in a bag. I just haven't read it, and I haven't really heard anything crazy or good about it. So I'm not in a rush, and obviously I haven't been on the rest of them. So for this,
well, the problem is that the big draw in this series, if you're reading it or whatever, is that they're supposed to be mutants, but they can't use the gates or whatever. So other than that, there's nothing really too remarkable. I mean, I guess they're cool enough characters, but they're basically have the same exact powers as other X-Men. I mean, there's not really a whole lot there that's different or new. So
no, that's lame for me. So speaking of, though, we've also got, well, I'll go to this one first, but we've got Heroes Reborn 6 of 7. I will admit this thing has flown by. Hyper told me the other day they're coming out with issues every week.
When did Wonder Woman come to Marvel?
That's what I was, dude. When I saw this, I was like, what? Like, I had to do one of those, like, am I in Marvel? Is this a mistake? So.
No, it's sort of like Heroes Reborn is sort of like a DC style take on the Marvel universe. It's actually been a really, really good read, really good event so far. As far as consequences, I don't think it's huge or anything like that. So,
yeah, I mean, I told you guys from the jump that when this whole concept was introduced, I just figured it's going to be a pass for me. But I mean, I'm glad at least that it's at least an enjoyable read. So
yeah, for sure, way better than Empire was.
As I'm listening to you guys, I'm unboxing a box of 50 comics from Big B. The quality is insane. Huge props to Big B. Big boobs. I mean, Big B. Wow.
Which
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah, and what Spider likes is from Australia. So
damn.
That's
man, I gotta get some. What's it called? Some a percentage from Big B then, man. Fuck. Floating them to Australia here. Fuck. Come on.
And they put that on the
according to him, I mean, we don't know which B he shopped from. According to his message.
That's true. All right, we've got, what else do we got on Marvel? I mean, we got Iron Man 9, but let's be real. There's not a lot of people reading it. Face reads it. Face collects it, but he's always bashing on Iron Man, so take what you will from that.
Listen, Frogman is in Iron Man right now, so it's a must read.
Fucking Frog. Oh, you know what I forgot came out this week? Strange Academy 11.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not remember. Yeah, wow. Okay, so Strange Academy 11 comes out this week. Obviously, hot series, right? I'm assuming everyone's picking it up. FaZe, I know you collect those what's it called? This cover right here. Come on.
The Arthur Adams portrait variants, you mean?
Yeah.
Spotlight
You
variants.
think of the word, the character spotlight ones,
Yeah.
Yep.
I was shopping with them. Oh, come on, man! Don't tell me that.
There goes your cut. There goes your cut, newbie.
Jeez.
Yeah, I like Strange Academy. It's been a really good series. It's been a fun read. Introduced some new, young, magical characters. And there's a lot of different characters, and they're all pretty interesting. So it's a good series.
What? No, I did not. Unless he's talking about Tony Stark AI, which I've been telling everybody for the past 2 years to do. Same with Mel V. I think Thorough was on it. You know that. I think there's a reason why that book went up, man. So yeah. But I believe it. I really do. It's crazy. Yeah, and you know what? Mikey Sutton is, say what you will, but I remember when he made that proclamation about Hercules last June, and I was in that chat, and I even said, yeah, okay. Like, I was one of those guys, and I remember in the chat, people were like, nah, you're crazy, man. And, I mean, everybody went Hercules crazy like 2 months ago, so, I mean, he's 80-20, I think, but, like,
But Hercules still hasn't been confirmed at all or anything. Like, people are just doing that spec based on the fact that Zeus is going to be there.
Mm-hmm. So, but you never know. But yeah. All right, we've got what else do we got in Marvel, man? I think it's. I mean, we can talk about the Star Wars. We got Star
Wars. Go back
Wars.
up once.
What?
Go back up once. There was a Venom or something that was up there.
No, that's late
down. This one, Venom 34, second print.
Did anybody ask for that?
This one right here?
Yeah, I mean, why are we getting a second print on this?
I mean, haven't we been getting late printings of? It feels like every Venom issue lately we've been getting a late printing.
Jesus
I find.
Christ.
Yo, this is true. I just wouldn't do it in my personal house.
Yeah.
But, it is that is true. That is true. All right. And let's finish off here with you guys were talking about X-Men Gala 21. Hyper, I think you are not a fan of Gala, correct?
It's not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just that I'm not picking up all the issues, because this is what I understand from people that have actually read the other X title issues. It doesn't seem like the Gala event you need to necessarily pick up every single X series title to get the Gala picture. If you're just like continuing to pick up your own X titles, like in my case, I'm picking up X-Men, X-Force, Hellions. I'm not picking up like Excalibur and X Factor, and those are Gala issues. Right. Apparently, you're not really missing out on much. They said just continue picking up your own stuff, and yeah, it's almost like this series is just kind of like a placeholder for the bigger event, which is Inferno, that's supposed to come out late summer.
Yeah, it feels like Inferno is probably going to be like, I don't know, sort of the wrap up to this whole the Hickman run, I guess.
Well, the thing is, X-Men 20, like the issue before this, was a key issue, so to speak, because because there's a lot of stuff that people are wondering what happened with the events in House of X that we weren't really hearing about in the current Hickman run, like Nimrod and Moira McTaggart, they weren't really discussed, and then those kind of subject matters were brought in, to the forefront in X-Men 20. So that kind of got people talking again about the Hickman X-Men run. So I would say if you kind of dropped off on X-Men, you may want to come and pick it back up, because it seems like things are going to be picking up.
Yeah. And then this just kind of gets with like the X-Men fatigue almost. There's just way too many things going on. Yeah,
right?
I get why people like Empire here is saying, another title like drop this and all X title. Like, I get it, right? There's a lot of them, and that is, you're either 100% or you're none. I find there's no like middle ground with it. So yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, and I think that's sometimes Marvel has to be careful about these things. Like,
Newbie, hold up, go back in there.
God damn it, Face.
Yeah, you missed a big one, and I can't believe that you missed this one.
But I just want to make a point that
for you.
I miss a lot, man. So come on.
Marvel has to be careful about giving too many choices because they think that they're doing the fans a service. But what happens is sometimes, like to Empire Comics' point, when you kind of bombard the readers with too many choices, you overwhelm them to the point that they might not just pick up anything at that point, because they figure it's almost like a collector's mentality. Well, if I'm not going to pick up anything, I'm not like if I miss out on one or two issues, I might not get the whole story, so I might as well not pick up everything and just wait for the trade. So
Yeah,
I kind of find that they kind of have to be careful in
right
terms of, not bombarding people with that.
This one, right, Face?
Yeah, this one. Man, I can't believe you didn't bring it up already. First appearance of Harley Keener in comics.
Cool.
Harley Keener. That's Newbie's boy, Iron Man's replacement. The kid from Iron Man 2.
Oh, yeah.
They're bringing him into the comics in this series.
Okay.
But now this series apparently has to do with the Disney World attraction and the MCU. Like it's apparently connected to that. So this actually could be important to his future in the MCU.
Okay.
Worth picking up.
I mean, it's definitely
first appearance in comics, so.
Yeah, it's definitely worth picking up if you're an Iron Man fan or you think that he's going to be something. But I mean, I don't know how they could use it. All right, well, hey, I'll definitely check it out. And somebody just said that cover B looks way
cover B,
better.
The attraction one.
This one right here. This one.
Yeah, I think these are based. It's a themed variant where it's based off of like the Disney theme park. Like they have like
the grand opening that they just did today. Yeah.
They're gonna have several covers kind of with that theme in mind.
You know what? I got to be honest, guys. I am not a fan of this one, and I get everything that's going on with it and the theme park and all that. I prefer that cover A. So yeah, I'm great. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna have to call my Big B and tell him, hey, I need a Web of Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, you gotta get Iron Man Jr.
See, this is what happens when you work on Mondays and you can't get that information from the comic kingpins Mondays at 7 p.m. So
appreciate it.
Yeah, man, for sure. Once everything went to variant hell around 2005, I stopped buying all new books and now only collect silver, bronze, and copper. You know what? That's a very smart play. Yeah. I think for the most part, like, if you're looking to make a quick buck and stuff like that, I mean, New Comic Book Day and like the new books are a great way to like kind of help you fund the hobby. But I totally get it. I mean, there's a lot of people that feel the same way. I'm not a ratios guy. I am not an exclusives guy. I'm not a variance guy either. Everyone's got their thing though. But yeah, no, I get you. Okay. We're going to get into Face's favorite thing before we get into comic news. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming Loki show, the What If, and then we got Newbie Spec of the Week. So hang in there. Hopefully you still got your Coronas cold. But let's talk about DC really quickly before we get into anything else, because we got to show DC some love. So
DC's actually been a lot of the series that they've had coming out has actually been really good lately.
Have we come to the point where we have to spec on Disney World?
Man, no, it really is to that point. It's
but I don't
insane.
think that's more. But I don't think that was more of a spec play. I think that's more of. I don't think there's really much to it. They just want to do like a theme variant. I don't think. Is there any spec value in that?
No. They're talking about with the first appearance of Harley Keener, the kid from Iron Man 2.
No. I thought he was talking about the cover B of that one with the Disney World attraction variant.
I thought he meant like because of the theme park, maybe they have some stuff that we can spec because, like, I
don't think it's so much because of theme
attractions. Park. Like when you go to the Disney thing, right? Like you might see some characters that you haven't seen yet for movies that are coming out. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Shout out to Alonzo from Team Nerd Herd. He was posting some stuff that he got. It was actually pretty cool. There was some stuff that I hadn't seen, and I'm like, this could be something or why they're doing that. I think that's where he was going with it, but yeah. All right, first book up is Detective Comics 1037, and you guys know when it gets to DC, I'm not the best, most knowledgeable guy when it comes to it, so I'm really just going to say the title and let the man, Mr. DC himself, Face, kind of just give you guys the info.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's Batman, so... That's really all you need for this one. No, Detective Comics has been historically, Detective Comics has been the weaker of the two main Batman series, and I'm not gonna lie, it's still that way, but it's actually pretty good. It's almost on par with the Batman series lately. So we'll see if it continues.
Yeah, I mean, it is. What's her name? Kamaki. What's her first name? Mariko Maraki.
Mariko Tamaki, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's the one that's actually doing Detective Comics.
Yeah, she's doing a great job on Batman right now. But on the other hand, she's kind of like she's up against Tinian, so
Yeah. Hey, Chad.
Wonder Woman 773. If Lasso's in here, here's your meow moment. But for me, anyway, this is a pass.
There's probably a B cover for this, a Middleton B cover, I think.
Usually.
Yeah, that might be where
We're both ugly, man.
Nah, the Middleton looks nice though.
Yeah, no, the Middleton, not the Pride one.
Yeah. I don't really like.
I mean, Middleton. Whenever he does these covers, they usually.
I actually kind of prefer the Pride one, to be honest with you. I'm not. I preferred this one.
Hey, it might be good. Pull it up.
Yeah, I actually like that one the best.
Really?
Out of 3. Yeah. So.
Hey, pick whichever one you like.
Yeah, exactly. I pay my taxes, so I can do whatever I want. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Just relax. Calm down. All right, Face. It's your boy, but it is the Joker #4.
Yeah, I'm picking up every cover, so. And I think it's actually been a great series.
Big pass on this one. Chad, the Middleton looks nice, always applies. All right, sorry.
Yeah,
I do like the placement of the villains or the characters on that cover.
Right? That kind of feels like it could be one of those sort of future classic covers.
It almost looks like that Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone's kind of cover to it.
Right? Kind of does. But yeah, no, the Joker series so far has been a pretty good read.
Yeah, there's too much Batman going on, man. Like hype. I think we say that.
The thing is, they put all of these great fucking writers on Batman right now, so it's a bitch because there is a lot of Batman going on, way too much Batman going on, but all of it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue talking about it because we got Batman the Detective #3.
Yeah, and is this one is this the Middleton or the Snyder series?
No, this is the Tom
or
Taylor.
The Taylor,
series.
I mean, yeah, Middleton or Taylor series. Yeah,
this is the one where
this is the Taylor series.
Yeah, it takes place in UK.
Right. It's been a pretty good read too. It does take place in the UK. It's introduced a couple of new characters. Well,
Shocking.
It's introduced primarily one new character, and some new villains that are pretty cool. I enjoyed this series for sure.
I'm not picking this up because I kind of have to say, when with these Batman.
Yeah, this one's the one where I got to say when with Batman. I mean, it's not totally Batman, but it is.
I thought we were done with Future State to begin with. Like, I'll be honest, I thought we were done.
We were, but it was popular enough that they decided to run a spin-off series out of it, and this is it. So it's a continuation of Future State.
Yeah. For me, I'm done. I think the two winners from Future State were Teen Titans 1 and Wonder Woman 1. I think that one's heating up. Wonder Woman 1 Future State is gaining a lot of traction. I don't know if people are paying attention or people are looking at numbers, but I mean, that one is climbing up. There's a few people on Instagram and things like that posting some stuff. I've talked to one in particular. I mean, he's got like 20 copies of it. So I don't know, man. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That's kind of how I see it. When it comes to the Future State, though, I think those were the two winners, Red X and Yara Flora. So
yeah, those are the big appearances.
But I have a feeling between the two, I think
Yara.
Just the way that they've been dragging out the whole Teen Titans series, I hope they execute it well and it doesn't turn out to be like some kind of virus situation with Red X.
Everybody keeps talking about the light, but okay, I see.
I don't think you're gonna see a virus situation with Red X. The shit that they just had him pull off in Suicide Squad was pretty dope. So
Okay, yeah, I didn't actually pick up like the recent crossover between Suicide Squad and Teen Titans, so yeah, I'm kind of out of the loop on the last.
basically the last shit I read, he like essentially let himself get caught by the Suicide Squad, then proceeded to house the whole fucking team and Amanda Waller in their own headquarters. And
what's that? What is that Future State Yara book going for right now? I have 2 copies.
No idea.
It's about it's like a $25-$30 book, I think.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, maybe I should have grabbed more copies then. Fuck. Well, hey.
We'll see what happens if he gets a TV show or some shit.
I think people were initially turned off from buying copies just because they saw plenty of it initially in their shops because, you know, it was a popular series that people were talking about, so shops did order it. Again, it's one of those situations like once those copies dry off the shelves, that's when you start seeing some of these prices go up.
Yeah, for sure. Is this coming out? No, this is already out, isn't it?
DC Pride #1? I was going to say, so I thought this was out, but no, it says it comes out tomorrow or Tuesday.
Oh. Well, there's a first appearance in that too then.
I can't remember who. I think I saw somebody post this, but I can't remember who it is.
Yeah, there's going to be a first appearance of actually another character from a TV show. The Dreamer character that was in Supergirl is making her first comics appearance in this issue, apparently.
So this is like a CW character making a first appearance in the comics.
Yeah.
Okay, that's, I mean...
Interesting money grab. Yeah, all of that put into one, I guess.
Yeah. Face, I don't know if you might have been mistaking this, like you thought that this may have came out. Maybe you're thinking of like the Asian special.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
The Festival of Asian or whatever the fuck that was. Yeah.
And finally, we got Challenge of the Super Sons #3, again with the long ass cover or titles. Not the greatest cover, but I mean, let's be real. I don't think anybody in 20 years is going to say, man, did you get a copy of Challenge of the Super Sons #3?
It's been a good read. I mean, it's really all I can say about it. It's nothing insanely consequential or anything like that, but it has been a good read.
Yeah, I'm not picking this up. Yeah, but it seems like it's supposed to be a fun read, and it's done by Peter Tomasi, who did the previous Super Sons series. So it's in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure. And he's killing it again.
That was a quick DC. I'm actually pretty impressed. I was expecting like 25 different Batman stuff and things like that, but yeah, I really do think that people might be sleeping on that that Pride #1. I mean, I'm not saying it's
Chad Cave is right. There's a Bartel cover for that fucking Pride book. It's Poison Ivy and Harley on that is dope as shit.
Is that an exclusive or is that just an open?
No, it's I think it's the B cover.
Okay.
Let me see if I can bring it up, but
yeah, it's the Bartel. I forgot about that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like Middleton. Bartel also is pretty good.
That's another. Yeah, she's another one. Man, anytime she's on a cover, I don't even really need to see the art. I just tend to fucking go ahead and put it on the pull list.
Well, it's like Middleton, Friesen, or Bartel. I find.
Let me bring it up. Disagree. Super Sons has a cult like following. Interesting.
For sure, it does definitely.
I'm not hating on it. It's just, you know, I'm not the biggest DC fan of some of the titles. That's all. And
I like Super Sons. It's been, like I said, it's been a really good read. It's just not hugely consequential or anything yet.
I could see like Super Sons being one of those like animated series on HBO Max, like something for the younger audience, you know, down the line. Unless they've already done something like that, but I don't think they have.
You guys were saying that there was a Bartel for this one. I don't see it. So Challenge of the Super Sons.
No.
The Pride one.
Oh, Pride. Gotcha. Here, hold
on. The Pride, is that a $9.99 cover?
I think so. I think it is an expensive one.
Damn.
Why? How many
DC's been
copies were
doing
you
that
gonna
with a lot of their books, though.
I wasn't even planning on picking up one because I tend to. I didn't even pick up the Asian one just because of these anthologies. It's unless I really like
Yeah, that's it.
feel like picking it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah, that cover is fucking great.
Not gonna lie, that is fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is $9, so
Yeah.
Yeesh.
$9 US, so that's 11.
You know I'm getting it. So.
$11 Canadian. It comes out to like I think like 1060, 1075,
Because the
somewhere
thing
around
is, a lot of the time it's like a collection of stories, and you only might like maybe half of them, or maybe like 60 or 70% if you're lucky.
And that's what it is in this one too. It's going to be a collection of stories that are mostly completely irrelevant, other than maybe the introduction of that new character.
Yeah.
And that'll only be, relevant depending on if and when how they use her in the future. But I guess the actress or actor, or I'm not sure who it is that plays this character, actually does some comic book writing and may be going on to write a series with this character in the future. So
okay, so there is a future.
Yeah, I think they do have a planned future for the character, but
Okay.
I can't say for sure.
All right, so that was New Comic Book Day, guys. So we're not going to spend too much time on this next segment because there is 2 shows that we want to talk about before we get into Newbie Spec of the Week. But yeah, let's get into the next segment. Trying to do like that news thing where it's like,
Yeah,
we got some comic news. What's that?
I was like, who's with you in the room? Like, because you started like acting all twitchy.
I could go down a rabbit hole, but I'm choosing not to. So yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's kick it off. First up, we've got Gale is already starting the hype for Wonder Woman 3. Guys, like I can't even lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've never lied to you. I admit my mistakes. I admit when I don't read something, pick it up, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the second one. I was in no rush to see the second one. The white one, the white one, the first one, not the white one. The first one was was all right. The second one, I wasn't really in a rush for, and the fact that a lot of people outside of like let's say Lasso, or unless you really like Wonder Woman, I mean obviously you're going to be biased. But like the fact that they're already hyping up number 3, I don't know what that says. I mean, maybe they understand that they missed the boat on it. They want to capitalize, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'm just kind of shocked that they're already starting to hype for it.
I'll be honest, Newbie. I'll make a confession also, and this is why I can't form an opinion on number 2. I haven't seen it either. Not so much because I don't want to. It's just it's one of those movies that it's on my playlist, but I honestly, literally, it just left my mind because I think all the negative reviews and all that is one of those things where I have other things I can watch, and it's almost been on the back burner. So, yeah, man, I'm with you. Unfortunately, I can't really give much of an opinion on number 2 either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I have seen the second one, and listen, I mean, I love the first movie. I really was not a huge fan of the second one. It felt like, and this isn't a knock on Indiana Jones because I love the Indiana Jones, but it felt very Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like she didn't even need to fucking be there. The end result would have been the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a great movie for me, but I'm not surprised by them hyping the third movie. The second movie made money for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Based off the strength of the first movie. So yeah, it's no surprise we're getting a third one. And man, I hope they change it up and give us something better than that second one for sure. Which I don't put on like Gal Gadot or Pedro Pascal at all. Like they portrayed the characters well. They did a good job with what they had to work with. Just it wasn't the strongest plot.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 2 was weak sauce. A stone was supposed to be a villain. Can I get everyone's okay? Because I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but Christian Wiig. Do people find her like hot or sexy?
I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, I don't want any. I don't want any flack from the chat.
Absolutely was in that movie. In Wonder Woman 2, there were definitely periods where she was for sure.
I thought she was, and I think that whatever. All right, let's not go down that rabbit hole. For those of you that have said, "Hey, newbie, you don't really talk about DC a lot." Well, I've made a lot of changes, and we do talk about DC when it's very relevant. So, next piece of news is Shazam. Zachary Levi returns in First Fury of God's teaser. If you haven't seen it, go waste 35 seconds of your life. I mean, I'm looking forward to this one, and I say that in all sincerity. I really am looking forward to this movie. I posted the fact that there were some leaked photos of the new suit as well. I really like the new suit too. It looks so much better than the other one. It almost looks like the movies have taken place like 10 years after or something. Just like the suit really looks very upgraded. So I'm interested for this one. There are some rumors that Black Adam, aka Mr. Rock, will show up. But take a look at this teaser. It's literally like what you see in that photo. He's literally standing there. The lights come on. I think the lights come on. I can't remember. Or you see his face. And that's pretty much it. But like, nevertheless, it is a teaser. We know he's coming. So a lot of these Shazam stuff might be heating up. Who knows? It's kind of how it goes, right? So.
Yeah, I'll be honest, and I think you just hit the nail right on it. For me, as much as I enjoyed the first Shazam movie, honestly, the drawing point for me for the second one would be the hope of actually seeing Black Adam show up. That's the only reason. I mean, I'm going to watch the movie anyway, because I think it's one of the few DC movies that I actually have watched multiple times because I enjoyed it that much. Yeah. But I gotta admit that's for the second movie. The hook for me is hoping to see Black Adam show up.
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, I like the first movie, and I'm definitely excited for the second movie. I think it'll be just as good as the first one. I hope. I'm actually more concerned for the Black Adam movie than anything. Just because, like, I like The Rock as an actor and everything like that, but he's sort of like, it feels like he's at that point in his career where all he does is just portray like atypical good guys, and Black Adam is not that at all. He's an asshole. Yeah. So we'll see how they portray him.
I mean, he was kind of a dick when he plays Hobbs in Fast and the Furious, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but
I don't think it'll be to that extent. I think it'll be worse.
It's got to be worse than Hobbs, because like, Hobbs was definitely more hero. I mean, yeah, he had some snarky lines and everything like that, but he was very much a good guy. And Black Adam is more morally gray.
Yeah,
he's gonna look like he's already a massive dude, but he's gonna look massive in a tight black suit. You know what I mean? Like, he is just gonna, like, I'm interested to see how they play him. You know, how they make him look or something, because like, yeah, he's just gonna look more massive than anything. I mean, the guy's gonna show up and like double the size of Shazam.
I was just gonna mention that point. Like, as much as Zachary Levi did kind of work out for his role and did get into good shape, I feel that Rock is gonna dwarf this dude when they're standing next to each other.
Also, don't forget Doom. I forgot about that. God, that was a terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, does that shit really matter?
Which part?
The fact that Rock's going to be so much bigger than him.
I don't know. I mean,
they're supposed to be like equals. So like,
I guess in terms of,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, we read comics where fucking, Thor just split Galactus in half here.
You're just bitter because you're a Galactus fan, though. So like, you can't.
Well, that shit was ridiculous.
Like, come on.
Listen,
I mean, if Thor can do that, we can have Zachary Levi be a little bit smaller than The Rock and still buy it, I guess.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying, look, we all know how the movie's going to shake out. Like, I don't think it's a rocket scientist to know that. I think at the end of the day, Shazam will prevail. I think it's almost like.
Spoiler alert. Great. Okay, so now I can save my $30. Thank you. Well, let's get off DC for a minute and let's get into some Marvel. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 reportedly casts a Spider-Woman. Issa Rae, I think is her name. She is African-American. But they finally casted her with the voice and the character. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with those keys because let's remember, I think it was like around Christmas time, all those first appearances of Spider-Woman kind of caught some fire and then really quickly dropped. I was one saying, don't fall for the hype, don't do that. I'm interested to see what happens now that they know that she is coming, that, she's going to be around. So interested to see what the market does with those books. Long term, I don't know. I'm probably never going to get it, not because it's a woman, just not a character I care about, to be honest. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with it. But finally cast, she will be in it. Another character to add.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Newbie. In terms of the Spider Totem, it's not like any iteration of the Spider-Woman character is never really. It wasn't really a character I mean, look, if I find the key for cheap in the wild or something, I'll put it in my collection. But it was never a character that I actively sought out to find.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, I mean, it'll be cool if she's in it, but I'm not like you. I'm not really gonna start hunting these books down.
I mean, it's a cool comic to have in your collection for sure. But
I can tell by your excitement face. Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's Jessica Drew. She's a cool character and everything like that. But yeah, I don't think she's got a whole lot of spec value regardless. The thing that I think was most interesting about this announcement was that when they announced it, I actually saw people that were complaining because they cast an African American in this role. Yeah. And it's like, first of all, who even cares to begin with? Mm. If that were the case, because this character doesn't have such a huge backstory. Like, they didn't pull some shit like they did in Fantastic Four, where they cast one sibling that was white and one that was black and had to change the whole backstory or anything like that. So who would have even cared to begin with? And second, it's fucking animated. She's doing the voice.
Yeah.
So what the hell are they even bitching about? Like,
yeah,
people are complaining about anything, man.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, they really will. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, it's into the Spider-Verse too. Everybody's gonna probably watch it. It's gonna be.
I think the problem with the Spider-Woman as a whole is the fact that there's other characters that people are more interested in. Black Cat, Spider-Man, right?
And he has such a convoluted backstory that it really feels like this character just never really resonated that hard with people. Yeah. Like, there is a fan base for her for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not huge by any means.
Yeah. So. I mean, that's why I mentioned, like, in terms of the Spider Totem, she's kind of at the bottom of my preferred. I mean, I would much rather take, like you said, Spider-Gwen or even Madam Web for that matter over Spider-Woman.
Yeah. Well, that's comic news. Before we get into Newbie Spec of the Week, I just want to talk about the shows. I mean, 2 shows are coming out. We got the What If, which is going to be very interesting. I mean, as a speculator investment, I mean, you're kind of really looking at like one-shot stuff, but who knows, right? There's a lot of things that could happen. And then, of course, we have probably the most anticipated show that probably this year, maybe one of the better ones with all the possibilities that could happen. I mean, we all saw how crazy things got with like WandaVision and things like that. Now we're getting to even more craziness with multiverses and timelines and things like that. But we got Loki coming out on Wednesday. I'm super excited. It's going to be crazy, the amount of spec stuff that happens with Loki.
Hold on, guys. I just had to charge. Face, do you mind taking over? Just have to charge something.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super fucking excited for Loki. I think this is going to be a great series, and we've been talking about it for weeks. All the different things that they can do with the series and how they can attach it to a lot of the other projects that they're working on and how it can tie things together and whatnot. And actually, like, just what was it, yesterday or whatever? I showed you guys something that I had found in a game that I played. It's interesting because there's some of these mobile games that I've fucked around with that are in some way attached to Marvel or something like that. And a couple times recently with these shows, these games have actually spoiled a few plot points accidentally by releasing certain things too early or something like that. They did it with the Monica Rambeau attachment to Sword in one game, and they did it with WandaVision. And there was actually a game that I played that just released something that shows that it looks like they're going to somehow adapt the President Loki storyline into this series. All it is in the game it's a costume, but it says that the first appearance of that costume will be in this Loki series. So it looks like there's going to be some sort of adaptation there.
Yeah.
Obviously there's been rumors about other characters, Kid Loki, maybe showing up, Lady Loki, all the different versions of them that go around. So there's a lot of spec stuff going on with this series for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Lego spoils a lot of shit.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to take a gander in like the toy section at some stores to be like, what the hell? Like, the Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, whatever everybody wants to call it. The
dragon
action figures, right? Like that was where people started saying like, oh shit, like why is there a Tony Stark AI thing? And that came out a year early, right? So
yeah.
You just kind of have to sometimes look because there are some spoilers in, like Face is saying, video games, amusement parks, attractions, all this stuff. So sometimes you just kind of have to look outside of comics if you want to stay ahead of some stuff.
Yeah, because the thing is, speaking with some of the guys that work in that industry, like they kind of have to get that info way ahead of time because it's not like they could drop like a toy line or like merchandise like the week like. The conception of these ideas have to come weeks or even months prior to the actual show hitting, so that when the actual product comes, they're ready to roll that stuff out. That's why you'll see these leaks, and it's not like a situation where they can just troll you and basically switch the product. Basically, what's being advertised is what's actually coming out. So that's why
it actually kind of sucks to see shit like that. Because. I mean, Marvel, obviously, they're big enough. Marvel and DC tend to be big enough that they'll just get away with the shit and everything like that. But, like, you look at something that recently happened with, who's putting it out? I think Archie is putting it out. They got Rob Liefeld on a new superhero series that they were going to do called The Shield or something like that. And then I guess they made an agreement for an exclusive variant cover, which actually kind of revealed some plot points that Liefeld had in it, and he actually got pissed off about it and was like, fuck this, I'm not doing it. Because they spoiled the plot lines with those exclusive variants. So
I'm with a lot of you, and especially Dan. I've said this from the beginning that we got that trailer, and I'll say it again. I think there's a reason why, if you look back at the trailer, the guy has like 6 different haircuts. This has got multiverse, different timelines. I think there's going to be a lot of hints for a lot of other characters. I think it's going to be a gateway to Doctor Strange. I think it's going to be a gateway to a lot of those characters. I don't think we're going to see America Chavez in this one. I think this is strictly, again, just like they did with Scarlett Johansson and gave her a whole movie. I mean, I don't think they needed to give I forget the guy's name that plays Loki, but like I don't think that they needed to give him a movie because like I think moving forward we're still going to have a Loki or a form of Loki. He's going to probably have a lot of cameos. His name's probably going to be throughout the next couple projects and things like that. So I think they just did the show to like one, give him like respect, but at the same time like I think it's going to have a lot of keys to like different things, right? Multiverse timelines and things like that. So this one is probably going to be one of those that a lot of people are going to keep a close eye on, like in the background, Easter eggs, things like that. I think everything is going to be broken down into the smallest thing, and it's going to like, every week there's going to be people just specking on different things, including myself, right? I mean, I like that aspect of it. It's like that what if game, right? But I will say this, I'll be the first one to say it. Mephisto, Silver Surfer, America Chavez, Doctor Strange, Wolverine, Deadpool, Green Lantern, all these are going to show up in this show. And I say that because if one of them does, well, hey, I was the first one to say it. So
if Green Lantern shows up, you're a fucking genius, bro.
I know, right? Like, what's the crossover between that? Eh? Like Loki and Green Lantern showing up in the same one.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, like we kind of saw that happening with WandaVision, where there was a ton of Easter eggs, and people thought that every Easter egg actually had some meaning behind it, which wasn't the case. I mean, there were certain Easter eggs that were just purely was strictly just an Easter egg, and that was it. It wasn't like you saw like the helmet of
Grim
Reaper and all that. Like there's a lot of stuff that who's to say that they won't do the same thing? So I would just be careful about like trying to basically cop every key that you see that has an Easter egg drop for the show. I mean, there are certain
learn from the last two shows is what I keep telling.
Although the thing is, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I didn't think there was as many spec heavy books as the WandaVision one I found.
Well, yeah, because like Falcon and Soldier were more street level anyway, though.
Exactly, but I think in this case, because of like you said, the whole concept of timelines and branching, paths and all that, I think it'll make people's minds run into multiple conclusions. And
yeah,
I want to say the Loki spec is fairly easy. So far at this point, I mean, right now you look at you have like the spec around the TVA, which there's not a lot of to begin with. And then for Loki, you essentially have like President Loki, Kid Loki, Lady Loki, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's just my thing is like with the whole timeline aspect, I think there's going to be other storylines or characters that people are going to start, obviously we know that the whole Timekeeper stuff has been getting hot lately with like, their appearance in West Coast Avenger and all of that, because you saw like those statues of those three figures on the, the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be other books like
this one.
What is that? 629?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an easy dollar spec book for this show. 100%. Very cheap. First appearance of Leela, Kid Loki's friend or whatever in the book. So definitely somebody, if you've read this book, you know why, but definitely a book, you could find. There's a cheap spec right there. 100%.
Yeah, so a lot of those
Loki one is getting fucking pricey.
Yeah.
Jeff was talking about in chat there.
I sold mine for like $57 or something like that. Like a month ago, maybe, like not too long ago. So
I actually picked up another one here about 2 months ago.
Also, sorry,
for like 25.
I had this up. I also spec'd on what is it, Thor 364. I really think that this could be something, but I don't think we're gonna see it in the show. I think that's something that we could see in a Guardians or something like that. So, in my opinion. So. I
mean, the other run to look out for is also that Loki, Agent of Asgard. Before it was number 2, but we also saw number 1 heating up, as well as I believe it's number 8 or 10. It's the one where
number 8. Yep.
Number 8, where it's like the cover. It's like the homage to what's it, Giant Size X-Men? I
think so.
Yeah, I can remember.
So I know it's the first cover appearance of Lady Loki.
Right.
On that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. So, yeah, I can't wait. I've heard this one too, Comic Journey. I've heard this one from a lot of people. A lot of people have said this.
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
I think Mel V mentioned this.
I would not be surprised to see Amora or the Enchantress possibly show up either. She's another good one to throw in there.
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting. We will be talking about the show. We're going to, with the shows coming, the movie, the next 4 to 8 weeks, you're going to be pretty busy. And when WandaVision and Captain America were going on, we did talk about them. So we will be talking about Loki. We will kind of have a inside scoop, I guess you could say, dive deeper into some of the spec or some of that stuff that goes on. What books?
I'm not gonna lie though, I hate the Wednesday release.
Yeah, so do I. I don't like that at all. Well, I mean, it's in a sense of it's better than Friday because Friday's just usually hectic, but it sucks.
See, I don't mind Friday because I don't mind Friday because now what's gonna happen for me on Wednesdays is now I'm gonna have to wake up at 3 in the fucking morning to watch this fucking show. go back to sleep, then wake up to be, the first one at the LCS. It's just gonna fuck my whole routine up.
That's true. It
Well,
is on you.
sorry for that, man.
Yeah, it's on
Sorry.
New Comic Book Day, man.
Sorry. All right. I think we all know what time it is. I hope the Coronas are cold. The popcorn is ready.
In here, aka No Good Comics, and this is the Newbie Spec of the Week.
It's your boy, Hip Hop's in me, _comics_collectible, and guess what? It's Newbie's Spec of the Week.
Doesn't matter. What does matter is that the tone says it's the Newbie Spec of the Week. Now, the tone just educated you.
Yo, Sith Lordly here with Spine Ticks, and this is Newbie Spec of the Week.
This is Anthony from Streetside Comics, and this is Newbie Spec of the Week.
What's up, guys? It's Dustin with Two Brothers Comics, and this is the Newbie Spec of the Week.
Oh, well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so
Does it
much.
hurt you when you see that Tales of Suspense behind him?
A little bit. Well, no, because that's issue 40. That's the second appearance. So
But still.
it is what it is. But yeah, you guys know what it is. It is Newbie Spec of the Week. I'm going to give you guys 3 books, and then the 4th one, it's not really spec. It's just a conversation piece, I guess we could say, but something that I feel like I need to bring up. Hyper, you might know a little bit about what I'm going to be talking about because I kind of spoke to you about it.
I barely ever know what you're talking about, so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Listen, half the time I sometimes pretend. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not that, but yeah.
Just smile and nod.
But before we do get started with Newbie Spec of the Week, I just want to thank, two brothers, Anthony from Streetside, Justin at No Good Comics, Dustin at Two Brothers, obviously my man, Spine Ticks, the Tony Sanders. So thank you guys for taking some time to do that for me. I appreciate it. All right, let's get started. Sam, I hope you're in here. I think I saw you earlier. So, the eBay guy, let me know.
You have to start paying that, man.
Oh, shoot. Hyper's gone. What the hell?
Put him on the payroll.
So, yeah, let's get started. First book up, Newbie Spec of the Week. Again, before we go, I will say, I'm not advising anybody to pick it up, buy it, stack it, nothing. This is just my opinions, books that I'm looking for, things like that. Never saying that they are going to be $1,000 books or anything like that, but hey, maybe just some books you need to be on the lookout for. So yeah, let's get started. Newbie Spec of the Week. First book, Spectacular Spider-Man 243. I know what you guys are thinking. Newbie, I don't think it'll ever happen. Solo project right now. Could connect to the MCU later, but solo project, we could see first appearance of Kraven's daughter. With multiple projects and possible MCU shit with this, who knows? Raw copies sell anywhere between $2 and $8. When the play-in is $2 to $5, I'm usually a player because you never know. A lot of people say that, right? You never know what's the worst that could happen. So you don't know. You might see her depending on what Kraven story they go for, what Kraven story they do. Females, minority characters, things like that. As sad as it is to say it, as I'm, immigrant and minority myself, the fact that we have to say those in order to justify them sometimes, like, it gives it more. But that's what's happening right now in comics and just in the world, right? We're getting more women, we're getting different genders, we're getting, things like that. So it's a possibility. What capacity? Who knows? But nevertheless, the comic world works this way. The character shows up, it spikes for a little bit. So if you see this, especially for cheap, could be something, could be nothing. But again, who knows?
Yeah, this is an interesting pick. And yeah, we know that lately it seems like the offsprings of popular characters have been heating up with rumors surrounding them. You're seeing that with the, what's his name? Red Skull's daughter, who's rumored to be Sin. So I would say this is almost like, I guess, a much more of a lower under the radar pick than that one, because that one, I think the smoke behind that is that she actually might appear in Captain America 4, apparently.
Don't get me started on that. Please don't get me started.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's like, in this case,
I heard Galactus is going to be the villain in Captain America 5.
Well, only one can know. What's interesting about this
Johnny Cage is right now.
Like when I was actually reading Nick Spencer's current Spider-Man run, during the Hunted storyline, I think they actually brought up the whole thing about Kraven's children, how there's like this tribalistic thing where like the son ends up killing every one of Kraven's other sons, and he's the last one. It's almost like a survival of the fittest in that family. Like, I don't know if that's like a Nick Spencer thing where like Kraven has a bunch of kids and then only the strong survive kind of thing. So
Interesting.
yeah, apparently they're trying to, I guess, make Kraven a much more intriguing character, and I guess having children in his you know, in his realm kind of adds to that. But I don't know, man. I mean, this is one of those books that I guess it's an interesting pick, but I don't know how to feel about it right now.
You can find it for $1, I would. I'd run
Yeah.
away with it. You know what I mean? I would pick one up, just put it away, because it's one of those, like, I don't know, you never know. And if she shows up for whatever purpose in the movie, it's automatically, you know, a 20, 30, whatever the case may be. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be $100 book or what kind of she has, but like we kind of know how these things work, right? A character shows up and it's got the, you know, what's it called? Day in the Sun.
Yeah, this is one of those. This is, to me, this is nothing more than a quick flip, I find. It's just a situation where I think that this is one of those things that you'll see, like someone starting a bit of a rumor, and then like a book will pop for a few weeks, and then it'll be back in the dollar bin kind of thing. That's how I find it. So this might be one of those things that'll have us.
FOMO is real, man. FOMO is real.
Yeah, and I guess the recommendation is sell it when it's hot.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, like you said, for $1 or $2, this probably isn't a bad pickup just based on possibility. I mean, because you know, obviously Kraven's best storyline is a story where he fucking dies in the end. So if they introduce his children, you know, in whatever they do with him, it's possible that they could continue on in some sort of live action if they resonate. Who knows? Like you said, you know, wouldn't put a whole lot of stock in it or anything, but yeah, you find it for $1 or $2, why not grab it, throw it in a fucking box, and wait and see what happens?
Yeah. Big shout outs to Automatic Comics, Mr. Ryan. What's going on out there? Joining us. All right, folks. Book number 2. We talked about this, or I talked about this not too long ago, but we got Astonishing Ant-Man number 12. I believe, anyway, in my area, it's a very difficult book to find. Not a lot of Ant-Man fans, not a lot of people picking up the runs. But anyway, this is Darren Cross as Yellow Jacket. We talked about this last week, I guess. Raw copies, anywhere between $2 and $10. Last CGC sold, 0. Remember, Eva Linja, I forget how to say her name. I'm just going to say Eva Lilly, tweeted and tagged the actor.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah, there we go. The actress tweeted and tagged the guy who is playing Darren Cross, and rumors have, you know, swirled, but this book has stayed fairly low, which is surprising. One, because I just don't think that people were picking up the right one. I think it was brought up on like CBSI and things like that. A lot of other shows kind of talked about it, where like a lot of people went for the wrong Yellow Jacket. I think it's Avengers 50 something. I can't remember. Somebody in the chat might, you know, let me know. But the first Yellow Jacket is in Avengers, but it's not Darren Cross. It is Hank Pym.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So a lot of people are a little confused, and it does get a little confusing. But if you're looking for Darren Cross's Yellow Jacket, this is the book. And I think that you can still find this book, because a lot of people don't know that. You might be able to make some money if Darren Cross actually does come back. However, I do think that it'll be a one and done. But if he is shown in the trailer, I think you have a little time to make some money and flip this quick.
Yeah, I mean, and I think also another reason why why these books are still selling low is also, this is just my opinion. I mean, I found Darren Cross, the Yellow Jacket, was probably at the bottom tier for me in terms of MCU villains.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, and yeah,
you know
even if what's up?
I think that's what actually makes this an interesting pick, because like Marvel, since Taika Waititi did Thor Ragnarok, I think Marvel has seen that they can kind of change up the style a little bit in the movies and go with more comedy and stuff like that. And people will enjoy it because that movie was very different than the first two Thor movies. So I think that there's a chance that they're going to bring this actor back that played Darren Cross, and they're going to change up his character a little bit. And he might be more interesting. It might actually be worth it to hold on to see how he is portrayed in the movie, just because, you know, again, this is another one that you can pick up cheap. But we've already seen Darren Cross's Yellow Jacket, so I think the big draw point for this one, if it's going to have anything, is how he's portrayed in this next movie. If he resonates more and people like it, and like how he portrays the character, you know, it might fare a little better.
I think also the knock on the Darren Cross Yellow Jacket character in the MCUs, I found like compared to like when you look at the other villains, it seems like their works, or I guess their schemes behind the scenes, kind of trickled into other movies. Where I kind of found that Yellow Jacket was contained in Ant-Man. It was very much a self-contained kind of storyline. I found. I mean, other than the whole quantum aspect of it, but that wasn't like. But in terms of like villainous acts and all that, I found other villains actually had bigger ripples in the MCU, and you didn't really get the same case. And yeah, so
Ant-Man is not really the biggest. You know, like his power, like he's literally a human that just, you know, shrinks up. And down. You can't have like crazy, you know, villain against him either, right? And that's why I think that, like, you know, yes, Kang is going to show up and confirm to show up in Ant-Man, but at what capacity? Like, I don't think he's going to be the main villain, and there's no way in hell you can sell me on Wasp and Ant-Man beating Kang. There's just no way. So.
Yeah,
I think you're going to find more that he's going to have to fight Yellow Jacket in the quantum realm or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that's where he's going to show up.
So
yeah, I mean that's pretty much.
It's just going to be like this, like little snippet or an end credit scene. To be honest with you, and I've been saying that for a very long time since it was confirmed. So
right.
All right, book number 3, and then we got a little talking piece to do with that with the last book, but. Book number 3. We've got all new X-Men 17. There's a reason why I bring this book up, and next week I'll talk about another reason why. So if you want to connect the dots, but we got first a cameo appearance of Raz, who is the son of Wolverine and Mystique in an alternate reality. Blah blah blah. I don't really care about that point. The point I care about is the first appearance of the future X-Men, simply because. Chimera, the daughter of Storm and Black Panther, is in it. Now, she shows up. She's from another reality, but she does show up to help Storm and fight along Storm later on. Again, the unknown with Black Panther and the fact that this person is not taking the mantle of Black Panther started making a little bit of sense to me, especially when you take into consideration it's $1 to $3. She's right here with the Panther. So you look at the character as well, you know, she's kind of got that vibe of what society is looking for right now anyway. So like the visuals, the eye test. So definitely something that could be, again, not saying it's going to be $1,000 book by any means, but that Black Panther rabbit hole has a huge question mark around it. So we'll see what happens, but definitely not something that should be overlooked. And who knows? Again, with this multiverse, this different timelines and all that jazz, who really knows?
Yeah, I mean, this is almost like a copy paste for me with the Craven's daughter thing. It's an interesting spec, but it's one of those things like, yeah, it's a crapshoot, and you're better off buying this on the low. I definitely wouldn't be paying like, yeah, if it's only like $1 to $3, it's fine. But other than that, yeah, yeah, honestly, that's pretty much all I have to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new characters that are introduced in this that are, you know, cool characters and everything like that. So a cheap pickup on this, you know, it's probably not bad, because who knows? Some of the characters could take off, and you know, Marvel likes to shift characters from different realities and different timelines, so they could see some future use. I think the biggest problem with it would be the fact that there's about 37 different future X-Men and shit like that now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, which one are they going to choose from?
But the thing to keep in mind is Chimera, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, she actually comes back to 616 and fights along like that storm and protects her.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was like, that's interesting. Especially again, because there's a huge question mark with what's going to happen with Black Panther, what direction, things like that. So just an interesting take.
It's cheap at least. So I mean, hey.
Yeah, it's a dollar is like way too much. I actually picked this book up on that video I showed for, I think it was 50 cents. So
right,
you know, we'll see. Who knows? You never know. All right, so Hyper's back from imitating face, so we're gonna get onto it. I'm interested to see what people have to say about this next book. Again, I don't really think it's spec, but I'm interested to see because it was a topic of conversation. People sometimes do not read comics; they just read what is on a site. So this is very important here. Superior Iron Man #1. What's important about this is that it is the first appearance of AI Tony Stark. You're probably wondering, well, Joel, or well, Newbie, you just told me a few weeks ago when the book blew up about Infamous Iron Man 1. Yeah, I did. Mel V told you about it a year ago as well. So yeah, that's still the book. Raw copies of this book sell anywhere between $1 and $4. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this book, like everywhere and anywhere. I've been to every shop I've been to has this book. It's not hard to find. The importance here is, I've circled it right there. People are saying that it is the first appearance of AI Tony Stark. This is not the case. And this is where you have to read the book. You have to open the book. You have to finish reading the book. This is what happens when information gets leaked. And I know some people have already talked about this. I don't know. I haven't watched. So I'm just letting you guys know. Is this the first appearance of AI Tony Stark? His mind gets downloaded, if you will, in this. Okay? So is that the first appearance of AI? Yeah, it depends on how you say AI, I guess. But when you're talking about the hologram that you're going to see moving forward with Tony Stark, Infamous Iron Man is still the book, because that's the book that you see the hologram Tony Stark. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people aren't realizing or understanding, is that this one, yes, while it is, I guess you could say, the first downloadable whatever, it's not necessarily him. So that's what you got to do. I think this one might have been just one of those things where people were like, oh man, this has got to be it, whatever. Some databases, as you can see from Marvel fandom, have it as the first appearance. But again, you kind of have to open the book, read the book, do it. I don't think this one's going to get the same hype that Infamous Iron Man 1 did, because Infamous Iron Man 1 has the better cover, has 2 first appearances, has the hologram. I think that's the winner. The hologram is the winner. So I know people are going to fight me for it because they probably have this one. They missed out on the other one. That's usually what happens. People hate when they don't have it, and that's okay in a way. But yeah, I don't know. I have this book. I have Superior Iron Man 1. Like I said, I find it all the time. But I just don't think that this is the winner, especially if you're coming from that investment side of things. I don't think that this is the winner for it.
I mean, my opinion on this is, look, yeah, right now it's the Infamous Iron Man 1 that's heating up. The thing is, with the market lately, sometimes even though information facts might lead, one to believe, like, one to go down one path, sometimes the market might choose another path. So I would say, look, if it's $1 to $4 for this book, just I would say still pick it up maybe as a kind of like as a backup just in case, because you never know. I mean, logic does dictate that Infamous Iron Man 1 is the book, but sometimes if enough people in the community stir the pot, you'll see that this book might also gain some traction. So if it's, you're better off catching this on the low end, and then so that when that controversy does arise and then this book starts heating up, you at least have it on the cheap. So that's kind of my opinion on it. Face, I think, is he muted?
He always has these like.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, the thing is, like, first of all, it's cheap and it is a pretty cool cover. So, I mean, it's worth picking up. Absolutely. As far as that first appearance goes, I would think that would fall more under the technicality range of a cameo, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there are, you know, whenever you find information like this on certain apps or websites or whatever, like there was one that I just saw in looking up, you know, I think I was looking up information on Lady Loki the other day. What it was, and you know, there's an established first appearance of Lady Loki that are pretty much as accepted. I think it was Agents of Asgard 2 or whatever.
2, yeah.
Yeah, 2.
But then, you know, there was also a notation about another time where I guess Loki essentially possessed Sif.
Yeah, that was Thor number. I think that was like from the
something like that, and it was
Thor
sort
5,
of
I think. Yeah.
kind of half-assed claiming that as a first appearance of female Loki, and it's not the same thing at all. And I'm not even sure why you would try to notate that unless you're trying to maybe sell those issues at a premium or something. I don't know, but you know, that's the only reason I can see for silly stuff like this. I mean, it's already pretty much been accepted that Infamous Iron Man is the first appearance of AI Tony Stark. So
it's the hologram, right? So like that's just, it's like the way I view this. It's like I don't know, first appearance of I can't think of a good one. Oh, Wolverine's yellow suit. No, that's a terrible idea. Never mind. I don't want to go down that route. But you know what I mean? Like, there's no hologram. It's no nothing. It's just his memory was downloaded, and they make reference to that.
Yeah, that feels like it would be a cameo.
Yeah, and then they say, oh, that's the first appearance of AI Tony Stark. Well, technically, yeah, it's artificial intelligence, yes. But the form that we're going to see him in the movie is going to be that hologram. So Infamous Iron Man 1 should be the book. The only thing is that people now are saying, well, this book came out earlier, right? And that's where some things are getting crazy. And again, it goes back to, well, if you missed out on Infamous Iron Man and now it's reaching at $60 to $80 a book, well, you're more entitled, or more inclined, rather, not entitled, more inclined to find this book and be like, oh, no, this is the book. Yeah, this is the book. Because you missed out. And now you can get 10 copies of this at $1 and you're hoping to do it, right? So it's always that conversation piece. It's going to be brought up in the community. People who have this are going to argue that it's this. It is what it is. But Infamous Iron Man 1 is the winner.
Here's the thing. When we live in an age where Marvel's Previews 95 is considered a higher value book than Ultimate Fallout 4, I don't.
No, that's fucking crazy.
I don't. Well, the thing is, I don't rely on logic and facts to kind of lead books to have certain values. I kind of think that sometimes, like I mentioned before, if there's enough people to stir the pot, some books will catch heat even for the wrong reasons. So that's the only reason why I would say pick this book up on the cheap. Not saying pick this book up because I actually have faith that this is the right book. I'm saying pick it up in a sense that you just see how unpredictable some of these trends in the markets are. So you might as well, like, if you're in it for the spec, then, you know, pick it up on the low end and just, you know, cash out.
Yeah, I agree.
I do like that cover for sure.
Yeah, it's a cool cover. And again, like I said, me, because I am an Iron Man fan, I always look in the Iron Man, you know, back bins and things like that. I can assure you, that book is probably in one of the shops everyone in this chat shops at. Like it's got to be, because I know like 30 copies that are in places. If you look online, I mean, you can find them for $1, $4 max. So, I mean, you just kind of have to look. But again, it's not the first appearance. And like Faye said, if anything, it's a cameo. But yeah, the winner is going to be the hologram infamous Iron Man 1. So
Yeah, for sure.
that is what it is. All right, so I got a few announcements to make really quickly. So Tuesday show, I'm going to have special guest on. Some of you might know him, but it is Automatic Comics, Mr. Ryan. He's going to be joining us because we got round 4 of Grail versus Grail. So you guys know how that goes. We kind of took like a 3-week, fast tracked it because we had, David Wilson on and Dan, and then we did the giveaway for 2K. So yeah, so Automatic Comics is going to come. So that's going to be fun. We're going to talk Grails. So I hope you guys, familiarize yourself with Ryan. He's a good dude. He knows this stuff. If you don't know anything about him, I, advise you to go check out Automatic Comics on Instagram. I'll have all his information on the video for Tuesday. But yeah, go check him out. He's got a lot of fire books. So make sure you go check it out. And the other announcement I have is just did the 2K giveaway like 2 weeks ago. I'm probably going to drop a 2,500K thing. I just passed 2,300. So thank you to everybody who watches, supports, all that jazz. But yeah, that came up super quick. So yeah, 2,500. We'll have a sub giveaway for that. Don't know what it's going to be, but yeah, we'll make it happen. So, be on the lookout for that. But I mean, it's 200 people away. So we'll see when we get there. But yeah, it should be fun. That's it on me. I have a video. I do have, and like I said, the face. I sold my ASM 361 and was able to buy this. So I'm going to be unboxing this later this week. So yeah, that should be fun, that video. I got 2 videos that I am going to be doing with special guests. So that's going to be exciting. I'm not going to tell you who the guests are, but they're going to be fun shows. And yeah, that's it for me. Face, hype, what are you guys coming up? What are you guys doing on your side? Let the people know.
Go ahead, hype.
Yeah,
You
so
hype,
I don't know about that, but tomorrow, yeah, I'll be actually on FaceTime's channel for his show called Previously On with Us the Kingpins, and that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, definitely come join us. We'll be talking about some of our top FOC picks and our top and what we're looking for in New Comic Book Day, and some general comic talk. So yeah, join us tomorrow. And other than that, I think that's pretty much it. It's kind of weird. This is like the first time in a while that I didn't have to promote a title defense. But yeah, I mean, as you guys know, Friday I did suffer my first defeat. But listen, I just want to thank those in the chat that kind of rocked with me and supported me for the last 10 weeks. It's been a blast. And listen, just saying that I'm not done yet. I'm just going to take a break, stepping away for a bit, but I will be back. And best believe I'm bringing the Hyper Army with me.
Yeah, for sure. Like Hyper said, you can check us out tomorrow at 7 on Previously On. We're gonna toss some comics and give you a short list of FOC and New Comic Book Day picks. Obviously, if you want more comprehensive list for New Comic Book Day, we do that on Newbie's channel on Sunday, and Sparks has got a great, fully comprehensive list for FOC that he does. Hyper, when does he do that?
He actually did it today at 2 p.m. That's usually the time he goes on every
Sundays
Sunday
at 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours is really condensed. We just give you a small bit of our favorites, and we just talk, comics, comic news and everything like that. So if you got time, definitely come out and join us for sure.
So yeah, so that's it for us, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like we always say, keep searching because those books are out there. See you Tuesday.
Later.
Peace.